Transition a little late. Sorry about that. Oh, jeez. Yeah, there we go. Oh, what happened here? Where'd the camera go? Just a second here. What's going on? I disappeared. I don't know where I went. Whatever. Hello, hello, hello. I am here. It's 5 a.m. at your place. Oh my god. How's it going, Zwazi? 5 a.m. man, that's dedication. That's craziness. How do I, like, where? No. Where is the thingy? I don't know where the thingy went. Maybe it's doing its weird. Okay. Try doing that. Gotta switch it. Oh, I gotta switch the music too. Alright, there we go. Look at that. We're back. Alright. Turn that down. We will switch that over. Alrighty. 1 p.m. right here. I'm watching right after you got your first COVID vax. Oh, good job. Just finished watching my old stream. Well, thank you. Gonzalo, how's it going? Welcome back. Oh, we got messages. Oh, there's faction chat going off. Crowns taking on some Balrogs. Wow. That's gonna take a while. Oh, apparently people are fighting. We got some PvP going over. I gotta get this adjusted again. Alright. There we go. I think that's a little better. Spend 50 Mathams, 1 gold item, 1 King Aragorn. That's not too bad. And 0 useful stuff for Theo. Sheesh. Next season pass, worth it? Yeah. Like once the season starts, I would say that the season pass is definitely one of the worthwhile purchases. We'll get this full screen. But yeah, the season pass is nice. It gives some pretty good equipment, some gifts for commanders, some gems. Yeah, it's pretty decent. What else? Okay, we looked at the messages. We got timers on the go here. Our marshals are almost done. Bow Knights are still going. Sentinels just started those. Cavaliers have just started those. I finished hiring a bunch of Ents earlier. So I'm going to surprise somebody over here with a 43 Legolas. Where is everybody? Up here. So I'm going to send Legolas over here. And it's going to take him almost 20 minutes to get there. I guess season pass and periodic stuff is go-to. No need to spend any more in S2. They will add something for soaking money for sure. Indeed. Well, that's what they're adding the new commanders for, really. Our best heads do 160k to them. That's not terrible. 140k there. Has everybody seen the new commanders that they've spoiled or teased or whatever you want to call the term? What about the evil commanders? This is some bias BS. New commanders is a joke. Yeah, no, what do you mean, Zawazi? What about the evil commanders? We now have 3 evil commanders to match up with the 3 new good commanders that we're getting. We've got Baruthiel there, I think her name is. That everyone is pretty certain she's going to be an evil commander. We've got Anduil, I think her name was, that Angmar commander. And we also got, what was his name? I'll pull it up here. Something or other. I was just looking at it. Yeah, Andune or Adune? How the hell do you say that? I don't even know how to pronounce that crap. But yeah, the Angmar lady. Zegrid, that was his name. Zegrid. Yes, Zuazi. Oh, okay. Just a second here. Just a second, because I actually... Where did I put it? Do I still have it? Was it on recording? Oh, yeah, okay. Just give me a quick second here, and I'll get the Discord thingamajig added to the live. Was it? I think that was on window capture. Discord, there it is. Add source. Where is it? What's going on here? Discord, there we go. All right. So, we'll do, so we've got a bunch of new commanders that got spoiled here. They started with this kind of teaser post with all the silhouettes, and then they showed us we've got Thorin Oakenshield coming in, Elladan, whatever his last name is there, Elrond's son. We've got Baruthiel coming in here, crazy cat lady. There was an update thing there. We have, why is this still, I can't get rid of that thing. Can I, yeah, nope, okay. Imrahil, we've got him coming in as well. So that was 3 good commanders, Imrahil, Elrond's son, Elladan there, and Thorin. And then we have Baruthian, not Baruthiel. Baruthian, why is this, go away. How do I get rid of this? No, there's a way. I don't use Discord on the computer as often as I use it on the phone. I guess I could just... nope, that's gonna... Okay. Anyway. Elladan, Baruthian... Oh, I would just make it bigger. That's how. There we go. Yeah, it is Baruthiel. Okay. Imrahil. And then this is the Angmar lady. Like I said, I don't know how to pronounce it, but Adune or Adun, whatever you want to say. The Angmar lady, that's what I'm going to call her. And then Zegrid down here. And this guy, I think, is interesting because, as they say here, Zegrid is a Dunlending chieftain. And this is a faction that I've suggested myself as saying, like, because I'm pretty sure those are the ones, you know, that Saruman had sack Rohan. And I think that would be great as just a separate faction that they could add for the evil side. And so I was wondering if by releasing this commander, and of course there's that thing right in the middle of his face, but I was wondering if by releasing this commander and showing us this description, if they were almost inadvertently or as an Easter egg, also revealing that there's going to be at least one new evil faction. And even if there was only one new evil faction, that to me would be better than 0 new evil factions, since we have 2 new good factions that are going to be playable on all servers as far as I know. 6 versus 5 would be a little bit better than 6 versus 4. But yeah, so that is some of the excitement we were going to be talking about tonight. As the title said, is these new commanders that we are confirmed going to be getting. A lot of commanders already in the game are made up. Yeah. Where are we going in S2? I know there was a lot of people jump in while I'm on the Discord here. I guess I'll just jump right on over. There was a lot of people come in from server 139 wanting me to pick that one. Where was it here? Just in general, or but yeah, I know that I was seeing a lot of server 139 come in, and I love the support. I love seeing all the people come in. Yeah, I can't find it now. I got all, it was general chat. That's where it was. Yeah, all these like green fire are support for 139. The one big thing that prevents me from picking 139 as the main choice is that November 28th cutoff time. Yeah, it's just one of those things. I know I did actually say that I wouldn't mind waiting, but for purposes of like launch streams and opportunities kind of thing, I think choosing a server that's going to start on the 25th with the majority of early players, I think that's going to be beneficial. I think there's a lot of people itching, including myself, to actually see some of the new changes, experience some of the new commanders, all that kind of stuff. And so because of that, I think I will stick to what I had said on the post here. Whichever server got the most votes was going to be the choice. And as we can see down here, as long as it's not too small, I've got the split screen, but server 47 I think is going to be the winner. As far as I know, it transitions on the 25th, the same as everybody else. Or not everybody else, the same as all the early servers. So I think 47 is going to be the choice. And we'll pop over to server 47 after the break and we'll do the whole pre-registration thing to make it official. And then anyone that's wanting to just get their account started and make sure they're locked in, you don't have to choose Mordor necessarily, because again, we will be able to choose our side, good or evil, as well as the faction within that side, fresh from the start of the season. So even if you have to go in and choose elves or Gondor or Isengard or whatever, we'll all be able to choose Mordor once the season starts. So 47 is going to be the choice, and we will get rocking as soon as the 25th drops. That is a Thursday, and so there will be a stream on Thursday because we're going to do a launch stream. We can't start the season without a stream, can we? That's just ridiculous in my opinion. So make sure to either be on the game and in Mordor and like rocking it out with us for that, or join us, because I'm sure not everybody is going to be joining server 47 with us. There is a large number of people, I think, that are on board. But like server 139, for example, even though I won't be joining you, one of the other reasons that I chose 47 over 139, other than the November 28th start date, was I have confidence that, you know, you lot seem like a really determined, coordinated group that get along, that have that are gonna see success regardless. And if any of you join the streams or watch or check out the videos, I would love to hear either in the chat or in comments, you know, some of the progress of server 139 in season 2. As I said, I have confidence that whatever faction you choose, your group will see success. I'm in server 49, so I prefer server near it. Yeah, well, like I said, 47 Gonzalo is going to be the choice. We're going to hide that now and then hit the transition button. Because I do that quite often where like I'll make a change like that where I'll hide something or do whatever and then it's hidden on my studio side, my edit side, but I forget to hit the transition button to actually make it a live change. And that happened a lot with the tier list, attempting to record that, which is why it hasn't come out as a video yet, because I realized I screwed up big time. Like this overlay, I don't know if it feels as crowded for the viewers, for you guys, for everybody watching the streams, with like the chat over here on the one side and all this other stuff. But when I was trying to edit the tier lists and I had all of these boxes, all the chat and all this stuff taking up the screen, when I realized I was trying to explain skills, I was like, this isn't gonna make a good video. There's just too much on screen. So I was trying to figure out ways to re-record stuff, and it just all got lost in the shuffle. And now I've been sitting here thinking, like, is it even worth putting out tier list videos at the end of the season? Which, I mean, now is when we all have our final thoughts on everything. So we'd have kind of the most accurate lists. But then next week, we're going to have a whole new bunch of commanders and different, I don't know, balance things maybe. Like, there's going to be whole new tier lists, I think, for Season 2. I don't think the Season 1 tier lists... I can't speak tonight. I didn't bring water up with me. But I don't think the Season 1 tier lists are going to be, you know, necessarily the same or reflective of what we see in Season 2. Now, I do want to take a moment again and say just hello to Twitch chat, or to Twitch, and just make sure everyone knows that I do have the multi-stream chat going, so I can see both YouTube and Twitch chat. If anyone has questions, comments, concerns. AJ, say server full for 47? What? I got told it was a really low I should have double checked, shouldn't I? Unfortunately, I was told it was a very low population. Well, this is odd. Okay, why do I have game music in my ear right now? I'm confused. I don't know how it says full. No factions are full. Well, let's go take a peek. Okay, is that music coming through on stream? It shouldn't be. That's really weird. Alright. Oh my god. 407 servers. That's too many servers. Like, that's just too many. Okay, I'm gonna click the button and woo! Spin the wheel. I got one of those. Well, I mean, most mice have that now where you can switch it from like clickety click to spinny. So I set it to spinny and just gave it a real good spin. Needs another one. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah, crap. All right, take two. I clickety clicketed early. I tried them all, said server full. I don't know, maybe something I did wrong. Oh, I wonder if they've like... I almost wonder if they've shut off... Oh, what the heck keeps going on? Stupid. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's... Whoa, I broke the game. I can't... Okay. There we go. Okay, I guess I have to do this manually. Pedreo? If I'm pronouncing that terribly, then just let me know, because I will apologize in advance. I try and attempt it sometimes if I think I can, but, you know, sometimes I wonder if I'm better off. Pedro, okay. Thank you very much for clearing that up. Well, thank you for verifying your account to chat. I do appreciate that, Pedro. I know it's a little bit of a hassle, but there was an issue that we had when I was doing this between beta and launch, and I was streaming Shadow of War, the Lord of the Rings game there. There were bots coming in to Twitch chat and like just creating a nightmare for people. And this was the solution Twitch gave us, was to have people verify themselves to take part in chat. So I do appreciate it, and thank you very much for joining. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the game, about the stream, feel free to voice them. I don't think Amazon could take my information for a good thing. If it work, I'll join ASAP. Yeah, I'm gonna... Well, I mean, we've got the green button there. And that generally means that there's room. Yeah, Gondor is the only one that's full. There's room everywhere. The server is full. Please try another server. That's what you're talking about. Okay. Isengard? Server is full. I wonder if they've just like shut off. Oh, that's terrible. If they've shut off joining early servers to prepare for the merge. I didn't think about that. Oh, that's a pain in the butt right there. Huh. Well, all right then. So, we'll get back to this. We'll circle back to the whole server selection thing after the break. We'll maybe talk about it a little more. Because now I'm confused. It's quite disappointing. But like I said, it almost makes sense to me that, especially if they're trying to have some sort of manual control over balance, that maybe any of the servers that are going to be transitioning on the 25th, maybe, like I said, they've shut off the ability to join just so that they can kind of focus on the numbers that they already have. It's something I hadn't thought about ahead of time, but I don't know if we could have gotten around that. Huh. That's... Okay, well, let's take a look here, because that theory is kind of based on the idea that the server's already merging, and so... Oh, and the other question, yeah, this is the other question I had. Have they said anything about the special servers as to what's going to happen? Like, are you going to keep your information on the special servers? I got to get water on the break. Or are your accounts going to get wiped and you get like a gem refund, the same as the beta players did? We got 139 here. They said that they are transitioning on the 28th. So let's see if we get the same answer here. Oh, okay. 139 is, I guess, it is an option. It would be on the 28th. I guess for the launch stream, I could just do my main account, which is going to be on a mixed server, and that would be able to highlight all the new stuffs. Oh, I hate doing this now, though, because there's no skip tutorial button, and every time you start an account, you've got to actually, like, play through the goddamn tutorial before you can hit any of the menus. But I guess I'm in it now. Shit. Pedro, my main server. Oh, 49. Sorry, Gonzalo. I didn't even think to try that. If server 47 doesn't work, I almost venture a guess that 49 wouldn't either. But there's not much rhyme or reason to what these guys do. So, Pedro had said 351, you need help defending Rohan. Well, any advice I can give, Pedro, I'm definitely happy to do so. My main account there on server 1 is Rohan. For the first time, actually. I've been dwarves, Gondor, I was elves for a little bit, Mordor. And now finally went Rohan this time. You're gonna love the marshals, man. If you don't have the marshals already, oh, once you get the marshals, they are so nice. Focus on Arwen for your T1. If you can get Theo is amazing. Those are some big tips for you. Do have them. Good stuff. Man, I was so hyped to play with you. Now all my dreams are crushed. Mine too, Dawson. Mine too. I'm actually angry about that. I was all like revved up and stoked and like, woo, let's do it. Server 47, we got this. That's really weird. Like I said, the only thing that makes sense is that they've shut off the ability. 49 doesn't work either. All right. Thank you for confirming that, Eric. I do appreciate that, man. Because, yeah, I kind of had a feeling. And 351, I I doubt they've even given you guys a date yet as to when you'll be transitioning to Season 2. So I may start like an alternate account on there and come say hi to everybody. But I don't think that would be a server I would start an account on to focus on right now. At least myself. Go to the tavern. Get to stuff and things. Well, Dawson, you will just have to own server 47 yourself. You'll have to whip all those people, all the people over there into shape. Make sure they're in, fighting order, and show them how it's done. Because one of the worst things I think that can happen to a faction early on is just nobody taking the reins really and like giving people targets. If everyone just starts wandering aimlessly in whatever direction, then it can be hard later on to get stuff done. If there are people looking around trying to figure out what keeps should be taken and trying to find...
God!
No!
No!
Yeah,
God,
no.
Please, no!
What?
No!
Oh, God.
No!
What did I do? That's all right, man. It works. Actually, thank you for that, because I didn't know if it was working either. So cool. It does work. Oh, man. Yeah, it threw me right off my train of thought, though. I will say that. Stuff and things. Yeah. Oh, what's going on here? Okay. Hit the invisible button. That's cool. There we go. Yeah, the worst thing that can happen is factions not knowing kind of what to do.
Knew.
Yes.
He fucked up.
Yes, exactly. But if people can get organized in the early days and figure out what keeps need to be taken, what people can kind of group up to take certain keeps, it can make things a lot easier. Just say YOLO and send it on 139. I mean, that's where I am right now. 139. Let's do it. We got a bunch of support there. That's the one thing I will say. I mean, it was the kind of backup option. Just because I can't really ignore that much support. If I had known about server 139 when I made the poll, it would have been on there. And I imagine just with the people that came on suggesting it and requesting that we join it, I imagine it would have taken the poll hands down. So I don't mind, like I said, the launch stream, I will just do that with my main account on the mixed server. And then, I mean, I do have other Mordor accounts, or I do have other accounts on other servers that I could send over to RP just to see. But I don't mind waiting the 3 days. And we'll do another bonus stream, I guess, for that one, maybe. For the launch, for the second. Hey, there we go. Yeah, we can get 2 launch streams out of it that way. See? There we go. Silver linings. Sometimes it can be hard to find, but you look for silver linings. And there we go. We get 2 launch streams out of it. We get a whole new group of people to chat with, and because this server 139 crew, man, they just flooded the chat. They flooded the Discord. I'm curious to see what they're all about. So we'll say hi to them once we get our tutorial finished up here. We're gonna put a space in my name this time. I realized you can put spaces. If you see, there is the S2 RP or mixed chew. Eric Ramos is on his way. Claim. Thank you. Embark on my journey. I will. See, thank you so much, chat, for you know, it's one of those things. If you're not thinking about something, time passes quicker. That is the quickest. That is the quickest a tutorial has ever passed for me. You can choose between RP and mixed in this server, so they are changing too. Indeed, they have the server pre-registration here, and it ends in 7 days, 20 hours, 23 minutes, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but who's counting? And we're gonna do our Season 2 roleplay choice. We're gonna confirm that, and we're gonna hit OK. Let's take some water, man.
God!
What time is it anyway?
God, please, no! No! No!
Well, I will be, because like I said, I forgot to bring water up with me. And I'm gonna be taking, I usually take a break, Pedro, at 11 o'clock, so that'll be in about 20 minutes or so. I do plan on getting some water on the break, because holy crap, this is getting tough to like wrestle with the words. Anyway, I appreciate you looking out though, Pedro. I do appreciate, you gotta stay hydrated, right? I mean, hydration is key. This is why I'm really curious as to why the World Cup is being held in Qatar in 2022, but hey, that's, you know, logistics on their part. So we are going to server 139. Yes, anyone that does want to join in on the Mordor warband along with me, 139 is the server that we will be on. Oh, I gotta change the picture. I can't be all silhouetted like that. Alrighty. Mr. Anxious Rhino is back with us. How's it going, man? Do you think what you've seen, Rhino, for Season 2 so far, the new commanders, stuff like that, do you think it might be enough to bring you back? Some exciting things happening. I'm doing all right. I'm doing pretty good. How's life going for you though, man? Because like I know you've got busy as well, and it wasn't just totally disinterest in the game type thing, but yeah, I haven't spoken to you in a while, and so just how's everything going? Yeah, I know how to assign points there, Saruman. Like, come on, shut up, leave me alone. On my way, name will be Darth Gorthar, so you know. Sounds good, man. I mean, I think we'll have to redo all that stuff come season. Well, maybe. Will we have to redo the tutorial Season 2? Biggest issue was the mixed comms, and since we are overwhelmingly strong on our server. And so I imagine you're happy with the roleplay option then. The fact that you don't have to mix comms anymore. And since we are so overwhelmingly strong, and do you think the semi-manual merging is, because like I said, my hope was that the semi-manual merging was being done to kind of do that, to make, you know, this strong group fight this strong group. Ah, awesome, man. If you do, server 139 Mordor will rock it again, man. I would love to have you back. What is a good army for Arwen? Depends on the respect level. If you have her at respect 5, she has a bonus. I think she gets nobility, which gives men 21% damage. And at that point, she works really well with all men units, like Dunedain, Guard of the Tower, Sharpshooters, or Cavaliers. marshals if you're Rohan, which you are. Anything like that that's focused around all men units would be a good option. Yeah, no problem, Pedro. Otherwise, she's pretty good with anything because of the heals. But a lot of the time, depending on who you're fighting, you're going to want, you know, maybe Dunedains for ranged units, Guard of the Tower for mounted units, and then something like Bow Knights or Sentinels, or Sharpshooters, again, like some sort of ranged unit, to deal a bit of extra damage. Max, what is my reasoning why the devs are releasing made-up evil commanders as opposed to all the known good commanders they've shown? Yeah, for me, the big reason there, Max, is just because if you think about the books, they were even written to cater to good audiences in that sense. Like, people read those books and watch those movies for the heroes, not the villains, most of the time. So the heroes are the ones that get the backstories. They're the ones that get named. They're the ones that we hear grand tales about and everyone remembers. You don't get as many people that actually remember Lurtz's name, even though he had, you know, a pretty grand scene. They might remember that orc commander that was tougher than the rest, or the one that killed Boromir, but they may not remember him by name. You know, they may not remember Gothmog. So I don't think they expected evil to become sympathetic at all or get the fan base that it does, which is kind of weird because eventually people are going to get curious. But I just don't think they have as much lore material to work with in terms of named evil commanders that have backstories that we know about. And so, as Rhino says, I honestly think it's fine. You don't necessarily have to stick to the lore if you honor the lore. That's the thing with me. Like, if you look at those commanders that they're adding for the evil side, whether Zegrid or Angmar Lady exist in the lore, to me is irrelevant because they look like they could be characters in the book. If you were to take those character models and give it to a writer and say, I've hired you to write for Lord of the Rings, put these characters in a book, I don't think they'd have a hard time doing it. So, you know, they could have added, you know, Krusty the Clown type thing. And at that point, yeah, you could ask questions. But I think they tried their hardest to make it convincing that these characters could exist in the lore. And that to me is enough. Especially considering so many people were begging for evil commanders and balance for the evil side. If they've got to make commanders and troops up to do it, I'm all for it. Yeah, and, you know, that then comes down to licensing issues, Gonzalo, because there's a reason that Talion isn't in the game. There's a reason Celebrimbor isn't in the game. It's licensing. They don't own the licenses to the characters from, like, Shadow of Mordor, for example. I believe those are, which is weird because it's both Warner Brothers, but as far as and that's just, to me, that's not like 100% guaranteed fact type thing. I didn't get that like from a dev or anything. That's just what I've heard when I've talked to other people and I've seen other discussions about characters like Talion and Celebrimbor show up. One of the big reasons I heard was that they just didn't have the licensing for them, which made sense. So it's all about ego, man. Yeah. In the corporate world, it's all a big pissing contest. All right, but anyway. Whoop. Breaking all the cords and such and stuff and things. Ugh. I gotta. Yeah, okay. I think I need to figure out what to do with the headphone cord to keep it up out of my way. There we go. That'll work for now. Anyway. So yes, we are on server 139. I don't think we're really gonna do anything, because it's all gonna reset in like 8 days. But yeah, I think we'll at least check our free Matham coins out, because who knows, maybe we'll get some like sweet pulls. Pedro, I am from Canada, eh? The Great White North. I'm a hoser. Now, let me tell you what it's all about. I mean, I do love my hockey. I don't live in an igloo, but I do love my hockey. Where are you from, Pedro? Uh, 139. Yeah, 139. Jason Fennel is. Whoops! I hit the mute button. I guess that's the one thing with having an inductive mute button. You gotta be careful. You're from Brazil. Well, thank you very much for joining me from there. Hello, Brazil. Hoping we get more events. Same. I think like the bosses, I think were a good idea. Like, you know, something good to build off. But they definitely need work. The rewards system needs to be reworked. And they need more variants. Did I not unlock? Oh, I didn't unlock events yet. God dang it. I gotta do stuff to unlock those, don't I? Alright, thank you very much. You have yourself a good day, night, afternoon, evening, whatever it is you need to go do. Phoenix, yes, that's right. Thank you. Don't work too hard. Don't sleep in too long if you got to get up early. Trying to cover all bases, you know. But thank you very much for joining. New functions. Oh, you've actually got COVID, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. I seriously hope the best for you. That's gotta suck. Indeed. Big ol' hugs, man. You get better. Hey, you made it. Thank you very much. Did they give you guys a 2-week warning for Season 2 for the 130s servers? Well, like I said, I'm on 139 right now, Jason Fennel. And the pre-registration thing is up. And like I said, you will enter Season 2. Registry ends in 7 days, 20 hours, and 9 minutes. Alright, we were wanting to at least get the events opened so that I can get my initial Matham coins. I need to get 3 or 2 more tiles. Go get them, Gorbag. We've got 2 right now. We want a few more. It is based on server progression too, I believe. So all 130s might not be the same. That is true. It depends on whether or not your server has even completed your Season 1 objectives, I believe. I should probably... Yeah, see, I knew that. You just had to come and tell me anyway. Yes, I know. Thank you. I really hope they put a skip tutorial button in next season, because I've sat through it quite enough now. It's gotten just a little bit old. Don't apologize, Rhino. Thank you very much for coming back. All right. Hopefully this will get us our things. We can get our Matham coins, do the pulls. It would be awesome to get like a crazy T3 pull. I haven't had a T3 pull yet, like an actual invite. Yes, we do pre-register for Season 2. Anxious Rhino. So if the server that you're on is transitioning to Season 2, then you will see this little icon up here. I do have the cursor on. Okay. You'll see this little icon up here. You can click on that. That's your pre-registration thing. And that's where you choose between a roleplay server that doesn't mix good and evil commanders or good and evil units, or just a regular mixed server. I guess it's not regular, it's mixed. Or a mixed server that does allow all the new mixing of good and evil and shenanigans like that. So, as you can see, I chose the roleplay, made my confirmation, and it says I will be entering the Season 2 roleplay in 7 days. And I think they did that to try and help with their manual balancing. Ijubu, how's it going? Thanks for joining. I just made my official server selection for my main account for Season 2. 139 roleplay. Gonna rock out Mordor. I am excited for those new commanders they released. I was saying earlier, the Zegrid commander they put out, I was kind of curious as to whether or not they were maybe inadvertently spoiling the fact that evil might be getting a new faction as well. Considering he's a Dunlanding commander or whatever. Or chieftain. Nice. I'm going to play roleplay and making a new account for Evil Mixed. Nice. Yeah, I'm doing the same. Like I'm taking my main account, the one I was Rohan with this season, and I'm gonna bring that account onto the mixed servers. Just because I want to see, you know, if there are some weird and wacky shenanigans that we can find with like commander combinations and troops from the opposite factions. And I figure why not? I've already got all those commanders ready to go. And I was going to be starting a new account anyway for Mordor. Oh, we got a T1 invite. Woo! Go Yusra. An invite's an invite. I'll take it. All right. Stuff and things. Stuff and things. Yes, I think it is possible to get the social rewards. I just need to go and click the buttons. Where are they here? Click, and then I don't even need to do it. Click, and then just back out. Click, and back out. I think. There we go. Got the community rewards. What else was it? The season rewards. I already got them all. Okay. Cool beans. So does that mean I have to make a comm on 139 before S2? I don't know exactly, Rhino, but the reason I was trying to get it sorted out ahead of time is just in case there's any issue, like with merging. I don't want people to be left out if they, had to try and join the day of and merging made things an issue. So that's why I was just wanting to get the server selection sorted out ahead of time. And anyone that does want to hop on to 139, get an account started, and just be ready, we don't have to worry about any issues like that. We'll all be on the same server already and get merged all at the same time. Hobbits Evil Faction. That would be awesome. I've seen all S2 info. Can't release it till 24th. Ooh. Little teaser there. Whet the appetite. It's possible to get social rewards. Yes, it was. Thank you. But I can say Evil is getting an insane special troop camp. Nice. That, I think, is more than enough. Because that's something I was actually quite curious about. I had seen, they had mentioned just one line or something about new special camps. But the only thing they were releasing for teasers was Commander related. So I was quite curious to see any information about the new special camps. And to hear that it's Evil, oh, I'm stoked. Or at least one of them is. I'm stoked. I can't get, I don't know why. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem, Ajubu. I totally get that. Like I said, even just stating that about Evil getting a camp, that's more than enough. What do you think of the new stuff for the Matham Exchange? I actually think it's a great way. Available at Influence 5. I think it's a great way for people to have access to, to gifts that they might not otherwise have. Because the random aspect, I understand why they started off with that. But it just doesn't help free-to-play players the way the system was intended to. So this was another one of those middle grounds that I think was nice, where sure, it would have been hard maybe to try and let players pick from each individual gift option, but the fact that they do it on like a rotating schedule where each day or something like that, the items swap over. It's a pretty good system. Yeah, Rhino. It's the Fearless Pioneer program. The devs put out applications for like content creators, art makers, and lore masters to be officially connected, I guess, with the game. So there's a number of us now. It started off a little bit sporadic, but I mean the ranks have grown substantially. That's for sure. I can just run and fight an enemy fort, or do I need to declare war? You only need to declare war, Pedro, if you plan on attacking a structure in enemy-controlled territory. So, for example, the elves here, we don't control this territory, and my fellowship is not at war right now. So, where's their tree? So if I try and march on this, as you'll see here, siege damage minus 70%. So that means that the 83,500 siege damage that Theo would normally be doing is going to be reduced by 70% unless my fellowship is at war. Otherwise, if you're not attacking in enemy-controlled territory, you don't need a war buff. If they are in your territory, you're fine. Eju, are you able to say, even with a yes or a no, whether or not you have seen the skill sets of the new commanders? Yeah, not a problem, Pedro. And yeah, if WoW was in regards to this, yeah. Yeah, Rohan is doing pretty well on Surfer 1. Rainbow Pit, how's it going? I had just looked at the time, actually, like, well, I guess it was 5 minutes ago now, because it was 10:58. And, like, again, the speech is just so difficult right now without water. So they keeping that a secret, eh? Nice. Because, yeah, that's the one thing. I'm super hyped for that Angmar chick. I probably shouldn't say that. That's, like, a bad way to reference her now, but anyway, she looks badass. So the Angmar lady, I'm really curious to see what she brings to the table. I have a weird feeling she's going to be mounted focused. The crazy cat lady, I'm pretty sure she's going to be heavy madness and focus damage. And then that new Zegrid dude, he looks pretty cool too. I'm interested to see what they bring to the table. I'm not so interested about the good commanders, because we already have a bunch of awesome good commanders. I want to see evil stuff. Go evil. With all that being said, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna, if he doesn't have fire with the picture that he's got, like, come on. Hopefully new counters to Theo and Gandalf heal build. And like I said, I think the Angmar lady, I just have a weird feeling that she's going to be like a counter to Theo in terms of her. I think she's going to be mounted focused to try and combat that. I like that they did OC for more female bad characters. OC. I don't know what the OC is. I mean, it was a show, wasn't it? I don't know. But anyway, I need to go get some water for sure. Anyone else that needs to go? Oh, originally content. Yes. Duh. Took me a minute. I'll get there. I do eventually. With some help sometimes. But thank you. Anyone else that needs to get a drink? Take a little break for whatever. This is gonna be the time to do it. We've got another interesting fact of the day coming up, and a new quote from a whole new chapter from Mr. Sun Tzu in The Art of War. Because I figured I'd just continue on with The Art of War quotes. I mean, he's got his whole book there is set up as basically little quotes. So, why not? It works. Honestly, the best dev team I've seen on game. They give back and care what the players want. I mean, that's a whole discussion in and of itself there, Ijubu. I think I totally understand why you're saying it. And, but yeah, that to me is a whole discussion all on its own. Anyway, we've got it all queued up, ready to go here. And yes, Mori Hunter. This is server 1 that we're rocking out with Rohan here. Server 139 is going to be the choice for season 2. But anyway, we've got it queued up. We're gonna hit that transition button, and we shall return. Transition. We are back. What have I missed? Oh, I guess I transitioned. I didn't queue up the live screen. See, there was just another time I didn't queue it up. Transitioned right to the same thing. Transition. There we go. Yes, Eju, I had seen you mention that the drop rate is a joke just as I was leaving. And yes, it definitely is. Pedro, I got myself some water. We can hydrate. I can actually speak now. All right, we're back on server 1. We've got commanders here and ready to go. Let's see if we can, I mean, there's commanders here that want to fight, so let's just see what we can do. I'm pretty sure this is still the same 50 Aowen that Eomer got his ass handed to him by earlier. I only had Eomer at 44. Yeah, it was right up here. But I wanted to see how he'd do, because his, he's got the 500 damage here, the extra speed. He's got a bunch of damage. His stats looked all right. I thought, yeah, I want to test him out. And oh god, he just got owned. He really needs respect 5 to get that heal. That heal is going to make such a difference. I've only got respect, I don't know, 3 or 4 with him right now. 3. So, got some work to do with him. But like I said, I'm pretty sure this is still that 50 Aowen. Probably fully reinforced now. I am pretty confident in either my Aragorn or my Gandalf. Aragorn could at least pull off a draw. Might still lose. Gandalf might be able to pull off the win. Yes, Rainbow Pit, I do feel, I do agree with you that there needs to be more way to earn currency as a free-to-play player. Rhino's idea there about like PvP, and that ties right into the prestige store that I think people have been talking about. Make prestige matter. I know they hate the hashtags popping up in the suggestions channel, but hashtag make prestige matter could be the next one if they don't do something come season 2. Let's wait until season 2 to see if, maybe it's one of these surprise changes. But if season 2, they haven't made prestige matter, I'll start the hashtag myself. I'll take another ban in the suggestions page. I don't care. You can send your Gimli into the Arwen if you have heal block on him. I don't have my Gimli leveled up enough. I've only got Gimli at level 20. And the only skills he had got were the elf tree stuff. So, yeah, his heal block comes where... Yeah, it doesn't come until rank 5 or respect 5 or whatever the R wants to stand for. All right. Well, let's Aragorn or Gandalf. Aragorn or Gandalf. We're gonna go with Aragorn. I'm a little more confident in Aragorn. We'll send Legolas at whatever the mystery commander is here. Well, Aragorn won his fight. Oh, she wasn't even... That wasn't even a fair fight. That one doesn't count. How did you do in the call of content? I didn't actually... In the first one, I did okay. I didn't, like, get in the placement or anything. And I didn't actually participate in the one that just went on. Mainly because I haven't had time to get back into videos. And I don't know, I haven't been real stoked with the program in general, so I haven't felt incentivized to take part in that stuff. Oh, well, that didn't really count either. Why are you guys leaving, like, half-loaded commanders? Yeah. Yeah, I've got the streams set up with the tags now. So I've got them associated with the Fearless Pioneer program to have that connection. But yeah, the call for contents, I'm not jumping at those myself. My favorite combo is the triple threat. ATs, Duns, and Spears. ATs. Axe throwers. A lot of people are talking about more free stuff to free players. I think we should take a real look at the balance between free and paid users. Paid users already feel like we do not nearly get enough. So if you increase free player rewards, it will further diminish value from purchases. I personally would stop purchasing, and I am a 5k plus whale. I would stop immediately. It's already very slanted. I personally don't agree, David. I don't think there needs to be anything more for paid players. But I do think more love needs to be given to free-to-play players. I mean, the only thing they could really do would be, like, the one thing that I think was weird was when they switched these gift packs. These Matham medals that you get now, these used to be gems. And so now you're forced to use these on the Matham chests, whereas before you could use those gems however you wanted. That, I think, would be a better option to go back to than forcing us into Matham coins. I mean, the Matham coins are great, but the drop rates do suck, as Ijubu was talking about earlier. I think they need to increase the drop rates overall. That will help both free-to-play and paid players. I think the rewards systems need to be refined. The Red Book rewards need to be upgraded again. They got nerfed. The season pass needs to be extended. There needs to be something like a prestige shop that people can actually use their prestige to buy stuff. And that could be whatever, gear, Matham coins, whatever. There was the bosses, the reward system for the bosses and events. Those could be reworked, and all of those things would benefit both free-to-play and paid players. And those are the important changes, in my opinion. If they can bring changes in that will help both player bases and just give proper quality of life changes in general, those are what I think really needs to be the focus, not one set of players or the other. They just need to look at the player base as a whole and say, what are they asking for? Do we really need to be gouging them at every friggin' turn? And can we maybe afford to, give them a little bit of a break here and there? I honestly think they can. There are enough systems making them enough money already. As you say, you are a 5K whale on your own. I know I've put in a decent amount throughout the betas and at the beginning of this launch. So there's a ton. I know all those players that Mika talks about from the Immortal Conquest. The players that came over from Immortal Conquest, they're apparently mega whales, and the money they spend in this game is pittance compared to what they spent in Conquest. So, they are making tons of money. They can't turn around and say they can't afford not to, throw a bit of a bone in that sense, especially with something like the drop rates. That's a huge one in my opinion. Canadian dollars, yeah. David Moore. It's hard to get a lot of prestige when in a big pre-made fellowship, to be honest. I don't know. I found myself in the biggest pre-made fellowship for this server, and doing just something like this, creating a little 1v1 arena. What am I at? I haven't actually checked in a while. 1.2 million prestige now. There are ways of getting prestige. Sometimes it needs to be arranged, but Rhino, I definitely will agree with that. That the gear, that the refinement system, I think, needs to be changed. The strengthening and refinement system, it is so lopsided for whales. That was something I hadn't got to fully judge in beta. But now I will 100% agree with that. That if you are a whale that can afford to completely max out your gear, full strengthening, full refining, that is a huge pay to win advantage, because the stats and the abilities that you get from those can be game breaking. So that, I think, that side of the game does need a big adjustment, in my opinion. I will just have to disagree. $100 USD for 10 Matham, 5 pulls, in which I get nothing but respect items and a few purple gear, and then watch free-to-play players get free pulls and coins, dilutes it more. Yeah, but, I mean, David, and, you're free to disagree. That's the great thing. We all have opinions, and we can agree to disagree. I do enjoy having discussions and debates. So, like, if I take a tone or any, nothing disrespectful. I just enjoy the healthy discussion. The one thing I say to that point, though, David, is that comes down to the random numbers. And I felt the same thing on launch day. I mean, I still haven't gotten a T3 invite. And day one, I was seeing tons of people, free-to-play players included, say, oh, T3 Thranduil, and, all these free pulls. That comes down to the random number generation, which is why I say if they increase the drop rates, that might actually alleviate the issue. Yes, they could increase the amounts of Matham coins that you get as a paid player, And maybe, you know, better. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to the limited gift packs, but I think they were the same as the beta ones. I didn't feel like the gift packs were as substantial in their offerings this time around. And so maybe, you know, reworking them a little bit. And as I said, you know, maybe gems instead of Matham coins to give you the option of what you want to spend them on. Because, yeah, I'm not saying that paid players... I don't know. I guess yeah, it's weird. There are adjustments that could be made, in my opinion, to the paid system. I just don't think they need more advantage, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's just, it does need to feel more rewarding in some senses. So, yeah, I don't know. You've got me a little bit stumped now because, yeah, it's just I'm at that position where, like, I don't fully agree with you, but I don't fully disagree with you, and I can't really explain exactly what my position is, I guess. But yeah. You in the fellowship with Crown? Yes, I am, Moriunter. Crown and I are rocking it out in Swan. And this is what I found funny. We've got a battleground here between Swan, True, and Gold. We got 2 factions versus 2 guys. It's just us. It's great. If you increase the disparity between whales and free-to-play, the game will become like most strategy-based, abusive pay-to-win mobile games. I think generally they should increase the rewards. Yeah, Raphael, that's like, you know, that's what I'm trying to see avoided, is I don't want to see this become a runaway pay-to-win game. I think a lot of the checks and balances that have been put in place right now have done a good job of preventing that. Gear aside, I think all the other checks and balances are pretty good, and I just don't want to see it become a crazy pay-to-win environment. David Moore has almost 7 million prestige and have seen so many broken things in this game. Gear helps in the beginning, yes, but at 50, it's not that huge. Also, gear is literally the only thing whales get. And I will disagree. It's another point that I will disagree with, that gear is not that huge in late game, because that's where all the broken stuff comes from. I heard a story about a Gandalf that can make Oathbreakers invincible, thanks to quilted armor. You get a quilted armor that reduces focus damage by 60% at max refinement, and pair that with Gandalf's ability to reduce focus damage by 50%. Where is that here? Yeah, high alert. I believe this goes to 50% at max. So you pair high alert with a quilted armor that reduces focus damage by 60% at max refinement, and you can run Oathbreakers that are invincible. So like something like that. That's what I'm talking about as far as stupid, broken, shouldn't be allowed, gear-wise stuff. That could be changed, you know, in different ways, but it's only enabled once you reach that max strengthening and max refinement level, which is not easy to free-to-play players. So, you know, that right there, I've got, Theo now has 100% stun immunity for the first 2 rounds, and an extra 18 speed on top of the 36 speed he's already getting. They can really be devastating depending on the rolls that you get on gear pieces. Rhino, stop going on about the stamina. That's not a crazy pay-to-win thing. I will always defend the stamina tincture. 60 stamina for one commander per 24 hours. If 120 stamina between two commanders, if that makes or breaks your faction's defense, you were probably losing that fight anyway, man. If this was spammable, if it didn't have that 24-hour timer, if it was a full stamina refill, I would completely agree with you. But like, they balanced this hard. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with the stamina tincture. That 24-hour cooldown, yeah, you can only buy 2 of them. Well, 3 technically, sometimes, because there is a pack that comes up, I think, once a week, that comes with a stamina tincture. So I think you can buy that one once a week, and then these you get 2 a day. So that's 1,200 gems per day if you want to be buying this every day. You have to split the 2 of them and use them on 2 different commanders, and they only get 60 stamina apiece. So that's 3 attacks each, or a movement and 2 attacks. Like I said, to me, I've never agreed that the stamina tincture is a pay-to-win item or a game-breaking item. I feel like it's been balanced really, really well, to be honest. Because I find it helpful sometimes not even to fight. It's, maybe just to get those 3 extra movement points if you're maybe relocation. I know I used it one time for relocation. I had a commander, I moved him over, he took up most of the tiles, but he still needed, I think it was 2 or 3 tiles to finish it off. And so my choices were, I could either load up another commander and wait however long for them to march over and finish it off, or I could just use the stamina potion that I had, give the guy 60 stamina, and boom, get it done. So, I mean, that was just convenient. So that one, like I said, I will always defend the stamina potion. I hadn't even fully read that comment, Rhino, just because I've heard so many people go on about the stamina potion, and I've had to. Comms quicker, that one I do agree with, because yes, it is easier to get comms. Buildings quicker, yeah, because they get you can speed up your construction. So yes, that's true. And yeah, because the skills are tied to respect levels, the fact that you can get the respect up quicker, it's the comms and the buildings I will agree with. Early game advantage is so important to win the map. Not only factor, but a big one. Yeah. I am the one who told you about the Gandalf Oathbreaker, David Moore. Okay. It's, because I don't think it's the same name on Discord, so. But yes, I mean, so you were the one that told me about that. And you were trying to say that, I mean, again, that's your opinion, you're entitled to it. But I just find that funny that you were the one that pointed out that crazy broken gear combination. But every commander, no matter what gear, has counter. That Gandalf Oathbreaker's combo is countered by Aragorn with Pursuit or Haldir Faramir, no gear required. This is what I mean, gear is not OP. And I'm glad that you've seen that and been able to find the counter for it. But again, I will kind of agree to disagree on that point with you, because I do think the fact that whales can get their gear maxed out a lot easier is a bit detrimental. Bought the battle pass and the monthly method. I have nothing even close to those levels. I could maybe make 4 purples maxed. Yeah, the season pass needs to be extended for sure. It's not, I don't think it's big enough. Level 50 is way too easy to get considering how long they let seasons stretch out. if you can only use it twice a day, it's honestly overpriced. Yeah, I mean, 600 gems is steep because that's 100 gems per 10 stamina. So, ouch. Hopefully it never translates to that. I shouldn't have given them ideas. Don't watch this, Netties. Don't do that. Because that would be a terrible way of... Anyway, we're just moving on from it. Bro, it's so unfair that this game got a lot of hate and bad reviews that lie about a lot of the mechanics in the game. I hope you're specifically talking about one video. There was one video that a guy put out that I was actually in the comments section of it taking him apart because, my God, he misrepresented this game terribly. I can't even remember the guy's name or the name of the video, but man, it was infuriating to me when I saw it, because yes, I will be the very first person to admit that this game has its issues, but the stuff he was talking about was just, like I said, he misrepresented the game terribly. 300,000 views, I know what you're talking about. Alrighty, good stuff. We're on the same page. We are on the same page. This is what I mean, anxious. 6 USD for 3 movement on 2 commanders, way overpriced. Everything. Some other stuff, David, I will like I said, the stamina potion, I think it was done purposely to balance it because they don't want to see it run away. And so I think the stamina potion is okay at 600 gems. But I do think other things could be addressed. Like, these are expensive as hell. As you can see here in Canadian dollars, $140 for 23,000 gems. That's what, 11 pulls if you want to do, or like 11 5 times pulls. So that's 55. That's 55 pulls for $140. Ooh. I mean, the first purchase that you make, getting doubled, you get the 46,000. That makes it a little bit nicer. But after that, how can you justify it? That's I didn't justify it when I did it. I just impulse click. They need to add some free-to-play rewards, not make it 100 mathoms a day. Wouldn't that mean you'd also spend less to get more? That benefits you. It's not like you don't get the same stuff every day. And like 1 to 2 mathoms a day. I'm behind on the conversation there. I want to be clear. I am thankful they found a better balance of free-to-play with paid users than any other I've found. However, there are built-in mechanics that already limit whales' effectiveness. And I think you're probably talking about the fact that we can't speed up fort construction, we can't speed up troop conscription. And yeah, I agree. Like those kind of in-game mechanical checks are great. I'm trying to wrestle myself with like what could they give to free or to paid players that would make it feel worth it, that wouldn't like break the game, that we don't already have. Would it just be like more Matham coins type thing, like just more bang for your buck? In terms of, like I said, that gift pack that I have here, like maybe instead of 12 Matham coins, you get 20 and maybe 5 worn out weapon, armor, accessory, and helms. Like would that, because, I guess my fear and the reason I had, I guess, the knee-jerk reaction that I did was that assumption that you were talking about, like bring in new advantages or new things that we don't already have for paid players. But like I said, if maybe it's just a case of just give them more bang for your buck, would be to lower the price on all packs. Yeah, okay. I agree with. I'm never going to agree with lowering the price. I'm never going to disagree with lowering. I don't know. You get it. Yeah. Yes, Kerbunian, they are adding new commanders. If they aren't adding content like weapons and items at the end of seasons, then I'd agree with you. Then spending a lot would mean absolutely nothing. But yeah, they are adding the new commanders. Like barracks limit, not speed training soldiers, hospital limit, etc. These are already whale limiters. Also, the packs are weekly and everything is overpriced. Yeah. Yeah, I do agree with you there. Like I said, those kind of checks that they've put in place definitely are a hindrance, or like I said, are just a check put on the paid players to make sure they're not running away too hard. Oh, all right. Who do we got ready to go? We got Legolas. We'll send Legolas. See how he does against a full comm this time. Yeah, Rhino, I think we've it seems like we've reached that understanding where it's like, again, I think all players need a little bit more love in that sense. Paid players, like I said, just need a little more bang for their buck, whether that be an increase in the amount of stuff you get when you buy or a reduction in price, which I don't see a reduction in price being as likely as an increase in items. I feel like the reduction in price would set a precedent that they don't want to set. And if they lower the price on one thing without lowering the price on everything, it's just going to open the door. So I have a feeling an increase in rewards or a restructuring of the rewards, or not rewards, but like stuff that you get, would be a more likely scenario than a discount. Unless they were to add something in like timed discounts where, every so many hours, there's like a rotating discount that will hit different packs. Something like that might enable it a little bit easier. We just got a buzz on the phone. I got to check those every now and then. Sometimes they're... Nope, that was just Wargaming telling me something about something. Next season, you 100% need to get Gimli leveled and respected. He is a must-have to counter Gandalf and Arwen, etc. He is so underrated and such a monster commander. He counters so many OP commanders. I do agree that Gandalf is pretty good. I said Gandalf, didn't I? I meant Gimli. Gimli is pretty good. Oh, I do know. I'm like I said, my main account when I started the game was Erebor, so I had a Gimli leveled up. I remember the power of Gimli. I just had many other commanders to focus on this time around because I've got my own counters for Arwen and Gandalf. Namely, an Arwen and Gandalf of my own. Or Theo. But, yes, I mean, the heal block at Respect 5 is friggin' amazing. And the fact that it's a 2-round heal block. My Gimli is very good. He's able to take 5 armies, but he gets completely destroyed by evil alchemists and Mumakills. For me, they seem kind of broken, especially with Witch King. I don't know why people aren't talk. Everything is counterable. Yes, they look, devastating and whatnot, but Mumakills do need to be addressed in some fashion. The only devil's advocate kind of thing I will say about them is, as far as I know, there are only 12 Mumakill camps, 10 or 12 Mumakill camps on the entire map. So it's not like they're widely available. They're expensive. They have an extremely high troop cost. Like, there's only 1 per command point. So, yes, they're hard to counter. But there are ways of winning against those kinds of armies. Sometimes fighting them head on isn't the best answer. I think our Mumakill's fast. I don't think they're terribly fast. Like, I'm pretty sure mounted units can outpace them. Well, there we go. That was an interesting fight. I don't know how it'll actually go if we let it play out. I mean, I've got enough Ents. Probably lose it. Probably lose that one, but... Yeah, the Witch King with Alchemist, though. That one... Oh, that's a tough one. Because, God, they do a ton of damage. I think Season 2, when Thranduil starts hitting Respect 5, he's going to be the new Gandalf. He looks like a monster on defense. A super tile holder like Radagast, allowing you to secure a tile link. Yeah, I think Thranduil is kind of like a hidden gem. I think he's going to impress some people. Yeah, that's what I generally do, is take a look here, and like, it was so close. I mean, like, if I were to measure that, there'd be like millimeters. And then when I come in here, that's the thing, he did receive more damage than I did. I lost more units. But I've still got 20 Ents that he'd have to get through. With 70 Sentinels, that's better than 0 Sentinels. But it's Legolas himself that he's also got to worry about. If Legolas has time to deal damage, he's going to deal damage. As we can see here, he actually did twice the damage of my troops. So it's not really the units that he had to worry about. I'm willing to let it play out. I don't care. It's all about testing at this point. I wanted to see, because I was really curious to see how well-built Legolas would do with Swan Knights, to be honest. And because I'm not Gondor, I can't use Swan Knights. So I went and got some Ents, because they're the next best thing. And yeah, it definitely seems to work. The original test that I had was Legolas with Ents and Bow Knights with Sentinels. And that, I think, would actually be my preferred build. Because this one, I did alright. You know, the Dunedains, having the Dunedains in there to take care of March Wardens is pretty essential when you're fighting elves, to be honest. He lost 240k, you lost 210k, you have 10k less. The ratio is in your favor, and he lost his archers. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I mean. Like, I'm not really sweating it, to be honest. I think I'm going to win, but I think there's a slight chance that... How's his Aragorn built? That's what I didn't look at. Yeah, okay. He's got the Aragorn built properly, in my opinion. He's got the big damage coming out here. And then he's got the extra defense. And he is doing extra damage against my melee units. And he's got the counter attack. Ah, okay. It's going to be interesting, regardless. Coordination is the other biggest factor of winning. Indeed, it is. 3 level 50 comms versus 1 level 50 comms with mummas. Anxious to beat mummas, you need to run commanders with high damage like Legolas, and only run guardians, nothing else. Yeah, limiting yourself is how you lose. He is missing the skill which gives Aragorn Pursuit, which is 100% a must-have. Disagree with you, David Moore. He's got Aragorn built properly. That is how I like to see an Aragorn built. Personally, myself. This is a must-have skill right here. 1 point gives all your men stun immunity. So that is a huge counter to, like, especially Gandalf. The Dunedain tree, that 30 extra defense really does help. And this brawling training, it applies to your whole army, not just Aragorn. So your entire army gets 21% extra damage against melee units. And then, I mean, this damaging tree, you can't really not take it. It's damage. But, yeah, I used to run the Strider tree with Aragorn myself. Because I did like Precise Blow. Raid does a decent amount of damage. You know, the base percentages from stats, or the base stats from equipment, getting that increase in percentages is nice. And there are some gear pieces that work really well on Aragorn that aren't available to men commanders. But from the testing I had done back in the betas, and now again, like, stuff could have changed, but none of his abilities changed. From what I'm seeing when I use him, he still performs the same as I remember. This was the build that I ended up finding really, really effective with Aragorn. Pursuit isn't really necessary. You just don't run him at stuff that's got avoidance, if you can help it. Which, I mean, if you're being attacked, you can't always help it. But, you know, if you are going against Oathbreakers, and you know it, you can respec into it. But otherwise, I find the stun immunity, basically, you know, it's helpful all the time. And then, like I said, all the other ones have more benefit than one little skill. No, I know, David. I know that you can do the same thing for Pursuit that I've done for the stun immunity. Where you do 2 points into Strider and 1 point into Precise Blow. And I may do that with extra points. Like, that's where I talk about, because I usually give a build like this, that this is basically where I focus my points. And he's only level 45 right now, so I've got extra points I can use. I could max this out, which I probably will. That still gives me those 3 points. And with those 3 points, then yeah, maybe I'll get Pursuit with it. Just to be the, like, cherry on top. But it's not my focus. It's not the first stuff I go for personally. I'm not saying, like, Pursuit is bad. by any means. I just don't think it's the must-have skill on Aragorn. Your Aragorn is respect 9 and level 50. You've got the extra points. Indeed. Indeed. And yeah, if you have the extra points to spec into it without sacrificing, you know, other stuff, then by all means. But like I said, I don't know if it... I wouldn't personally call it the must-have skill on Aragorn. Just because it's so situational. Although I guess, I mean, stun immunity is too. I'll say that. But I just find there's a lot more stun going around than avoidance generally. Although pursuit gives you follow-up as well, doesn't it? If they don't have avoidance. So I mean, I gotta mention that to be 100% fair. And does that apply to Aragorn or his troops? Or both? I think it's just Aragorn. Can you confirm that, David Moore? The pursuit, is that only given to Aragorn, or is that granted to his troops as well? Because if it's granted to his troops as well, that makes a big difference. And is it a permanent pursuit gain, or do you only gain pursuit when this skill goes off? Because like their wording is weird sometimes too. So thank you very much for joining, Raphael. Hopefully we'll see you again. Every Wednesday and Friday we're here, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Eric Ramos, I am definitely stoked for the epic Mordor journey as well. I cannot say, I do not remember, but I believe also troops. Won't say definitively. All right, though, but the only reason I'm questioning that is because of this brawling training here. You know, it doesn't say specifically whether it applies to Aragorn or the troops or both. And as far as I understand from all the testing done, it applies to both Aragorn and his units. We can probably check that here by just taking a peek. Would it be in one of the things? Dunedain attacks. No. Okay. What's the skill called? I should probably look for that again. Brawling training, isn't it? Call the week. Brawling training. Okay. Against enemy melee units. Oh, would it actually... where would that be? In the preparation phase? This is like right up in my face, isn't it? Yeah. Anti-cav, swiftness, all this stuff. Fortitude of soldiers. Pre-battle phase. Brawling training. Damage caused by... No. Okay, yeah. Damage caused to melee... Yep, there it is. Okay. Aragorn activates Brawling Training. Damage caused to melee units by Guard of the Tower, 21%. By Dunedains, 21%. And by Sentinels, 21%. Awesome. Okay, so that confirms it right there. I hadn't personally confirmed it myself, and that was throwing me off. I didn't want to be saying something if I didn't know it 100% either. And yes, Legolas did win the draw. We have 8 thingamajigs, Ents, to show for it. But Legolas did win the draw. A level 43 Legolas against a 50 Aragorn. Heading to bed, Rhino. Thank you very much for joining us once again, man. Hopefully we will see you in Season 2. Be great to have you back. Aragorn has enough damage alone with the stats Oathbreakers have to kill an entire army even without his army getting pursuit. Oathbreaker stats are level 1 soldier stats. They die easily. Yeah. Yeah, Aragorn, like built right, Aragorn can pump out a ton of damage. And yeah, Oathbreakers, they're an interesting unit. That's for sure. I actually was lucky enough in the last beta to get King of the Dead, and I made sure to get him leveled up. He wasn't crazy high. I don't think I actually got him to 50, but he was in his high 40s, or mid to high 40s. And I think he was respect 3 by the time we finished the beta. I got some decent experimenting in with him. I liked him as a commander. I find he's hard to figure out. He's kind of like a puzzle because some of his skills just seem a little bit weird. But once you figure him out and know like which situations he fits best in, King of the Dead is really good. Great Spy. Where are you going? I don't know. He's going off somewhere. Alrighty, so we got Aragorn still loaded up there. We got Gandalf still looking for a fight. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's an ouch. A big ol' ouch. I think they need to chance items like Hithlane, the mend on it. It needs to only activate on units that have soldiers that can be healed. For example, Gimli Guardians take all damage, but it will heal Elf. Yeah, I agree with you there. Like, it needs to be smart healing. Don't heal units that don't have 0 damage. That's just ridiculous. Rainbow Pit is back. Did you know you can change the affix on items without losing a single item or having extras converted to broken pieces? How? They removed that in the last betas. Like, you mean change the thingy here? There used to be a way to do that. Reforging or whatever it was called. Not anymore, though. Yeah, I'm quite curious here, David. Enlighten us. Because, I mean, I know you can take, you know, like, I could take this Dawn and use it to refine and strengthen this Dawn. And when I show you, you must open 10 Matham chests. Deal? I can't afford to open 10 Matham chests right now, man. I actually get paid tomorrow. But yeah, regardless, I'm quite curious to find out. One Matham chest? I can do one Matham chest. 2 days, I'll match you $10 pack. For $10 packs, you can open $20. Okay, this is how you do it. You want me to tell you on Discord voice chat so there's no confusion? Yeah, if you want to... Here, let's set that up. We'll have an impromptu interview. Where are you here? Oh boy. I gotta find you in the list here. Please forgive me if I'm misremembering your Discord name, but I'm wanting to say you are Dominance. Oh wait, you're right there. Dominance. Aha, I had it right. All right. We will come over here. We'll click on your name. We'll do the thingy. Dominance, do you see in the Lord of the Rings Rise to War Discord channel the RTW guest speaker channel? I think I need to get into the thingy and make sure I unmute that so that I can actually hear you if you do jump in. We can, yes. Just 1 second. I'm just gonna adjust the... All right. So how do we change the affix on our items? I was gonna say, I could hear the echo. I was gonna mention something myself. Feel like a radio DJ there. Yeah, no problem. Okay. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Go over that second method again. I was having trouble following. So you refine the piece that you want the new affix on? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But won't that just use the that'll just refine it like normal, won't it? So this is where I'm yeah, I was trying to see if there was a piece of gear that I could demonstrate it with. The only thing I've got right now that I could actually strengthen and refine would be this Dawn. Okay, so I would strengthen. So I would strengthen this one with this one. Yeah. Okay, well let's. I just want to and so uh these two are different. So tier 2 Aragorn has Might of Men. Tier 3 Aragorn has Bane of Soldiers. And this one is Might of Men. I don't. It was probably another Bane of Soldiers or Might of Men, though, because I would have kept any of the other ones, probably. Well, no, I mean, at this point, like I said, it's all testing. I honestly don't mind. I was just trying to figure so if I because I'm trying to figure out where the affix transfer comes in. You get them. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I like to make things confusing sometimes. Um but anyway, I'll just take I'll just do it here quickly just to see cuz all right, we're going to unequip this. And then where's his big brother? Who's not quite as good, but you know, he tries. So I strengthen this with the non-refined one. correct? Okay. And then I refine it with the refined one. Okay. Alright, so it's been refined. And now I go check my inventory. Aha! And yes, as you said, I have another Might of Men Dawn in my inventory. So yeah, I just got back the same thing. I don't know. But yeah, they may have fixed it then. If there was actually a way to swap affixes around, they may have changed it, because like I said, there used to be a system, I think it was called reforging, where you could spend, it was expensive too. It was like 1,500 gems or something crazy like that, or I don't know, maybe not that, it was like 500, but it was fairly expensive. But you could re-roll your piece of gear to get a new ability, a new affix on it. And I thought that was a great system, but they didn't like it and they removed it. Okay. Yeah, if you're able to record it more clearly, if, you know, maybe I missed some steps, didn't do things quite properly, I can imagine it's a little hard to do it like remotely like that. So if you're able to capture it more clearly and either, like I said, put out a video yourself if it does still work, you know, I'm sure everyone would love to find something like that out. Alrighty, man. And I know you said you didn't have a long time, so if you got to go, thank you very much for the information in advance. No, yeah, it's up to you. I just didn't want to feel like I was keeping you if you had to go. Oh. Spirit. I did try and adjust the audio level. Did it help? I probably should have asked that beforehand, because I can hear Dominance pretty fine, and like I said, I listen to the stream output, so I figured if I could hear him, stream could hear him. But apparently, nope, no need to worry though. Okay, weird. I don't know. I didn't. It's another one of those times where like the Discord thing was working fine last time I had a guest on. Alrighty. And is it... Well, I guess once you finish it, you'll know if it's working the way you remember. Okay, I wonder maybe if it's... I wonder if it has something to do with the difference between purple and gold gear. I don't know. regardless, if you've got a video of being able to do it with purple gear, that would be helpful as well. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this guy doing over here? Excuse you? Sorry to interrupt there, but we got an elf being sneaky. Really? Do I even have it? Like, where's the closest fort that I've got to this nonsense? Up here, I guess? Alright. No. Yes. Ah. Alrighty. Alright, we're gonna get Aomer. No, we don't have any. We don't have any food to send him on a mock battle with, so I guess we're not doing that. But let's get Crown over here as well. But yeah, I think that would be huge if there is actually an effective way to change out the affixes and the abilities on gear. Because I know that they're, like, to me, there's, like you said, there's that kind of roundabout way of doing it where you can, like, strengthen and refine gear into each other to kind of replace stuff. And that's a great system in and of itself, but it's friggin' convoluted. Like, there's so much that you got to know and pay attention to and be able to keep track of, kind of thing. Yeah. Well, and the thing I find is you've got to be very mindful when you're strengthening your gear to not be using your refinement pieces, you know, just mindlessly. Because I know I've gotten into the habit sometimes of opening the strengthening menu when you get into like the 5 and 8 requirement, and I'll just click on all the boxes. And it's like, wait a minute, I need to use those for refinement. So unclick all of those boxes and go find something else. Yeah. One of the... Yeah. One thing that I had suggested, I think back in the beta when Oathbreakers were being talked about, and I think this was when we were playing Mordor as well, and we had a lot of new players coming up against Oathbreakers for the first time. that was an issue that we came to realize, was that the good factions just didn't have enough focus damage the way that evil factions did, where evil's got poison, fire, you know, on troops, commanders galore, and boosting it. The good factions basically only have straight focus damage from, you know, magic users. There's Legolas that does some poison damage, and Haldir that does a little bit of poison damage, but nothing substantial. And why can't there be a poison elven archer unit type thing? Why can't there be a dwarven unit that deals fire damage? You know, those, that I agree with, and I think something like that would be a big step in making Oathbreakers feel a little bit more manageable. Because that's what the evil side, you know, that's why Oathbreakers are more manageable for evil, is you can run Morgul Arbalests, you can run Alchemists, and it's like, okay, run your Oathbreakers, I don't care. Yeah. Yeah, like when you told me about that it was an actual, like, over 100% focus reduction. That's why I was sending so many questions at you. That's why I was asking for reports, because it's not that I was calling you a liar. It's that it was so unbelievable to me that this was actually in existence. That it was like, I needed details. I needed more proof to be able to make it real for myself. But, you know, like you said, that high alert giving a 50% reduction, and then the quilted armor, I think at max is 60%. That's 110% focus damage reduction. They're not, as you said, they're not even doing the damage to themselves that they're supposed to as a drawback for using them. Yeah. Yeah, no, the dwarves get absolutely stomped all day. If you're running like all dwarven, well, it doesn't really matter what units you're running, because all good units do physical damage. But yeah, if you're not using a focus-based commander, if you try and run like a Dwaylen or even a friggin' Dane, Oathbreakers are gonna laugh at you all day. And they could be running like 10 of them. Apparently. Apparently they still can't hear you. I just saw that message come in. I don't know where that issue is coming from either, because like I said, I can hear you just fine. I've turned the volume up in Wavelink. I'm listening to the stream output. So I mean, I'm supposed to be hearing what the stream hears. So if I can hear you, I don't know why they can't. I'll turn you up a little more. Maybe that'll do it. Can you guys hear him now? You're like a different kind of Verizon commercial. Which one are you trying to use? If you're looking for like a full-on video editor, try going to cross clip. That might work for you. Rainbow Pit, I still hear him the same way, no improvement. Okay, I apologize for the audio on Dominance then, guys. I guess the responses I'm making to him are really out of context, probably. But I don't know where, like I said, God dang it. Oh, wait, maybe I figured, no, I think I just figured it out. It's because Wavelink. I did, and this is what I find hilarious about the whole streaming thing, is the amount of times that I will, like, it's not a set it and forget it kind of business, it seems, the way I originally thought it was. I thought, like, once you found settings, you just, like, left stuff there and it worked the next time you came back. But it seems like every time I set something and then come back to it, there's something changed and something different or something not working. Oh, and everything's got its own profile. And did that? Yeah, but you know, it's a learning experience. Has the little adjustment I made improved the audio at all, chat? What are we talking about right now? Streaming settings? Yeah. Like I said, it's just, I've got Dominance on right now on the Discord guest speakers channel, but apparently the audio isn't coming through very well. And I don't know why, because I didn't change any settings from the last interview. So it's just like, huh, no improvement again. Okay. But yeah, it's a fun time. Yeah, that's how it always goes. Like, everything's got its own password now, and they all got to be complicated as heck. And oh my god. But speaking of streaming settings, Wubto, and like anyone that is in the streaming or video making world at all, has everyone kept up on the Streamlabs news coming out? Because it seems like there's a big uproar going on over Streamlabs, and they're getting canceled, and everyone hates them now. And that's unfortunate, because they seemed to have a decent product, but apparently it's just an amalgamation of everybody else's products. Oh, wow. I found that's why I've been using Streamlabs, because I actually, as opposed to OBS itself, and there was another program I was trying to use, I find the integrations that Streamlabs has and everything else, I find it really handy and helpful. Like, I won't be able to do multi-streaming if I switch back over to OBS. I'd have to use that restream thing or whatever, and I don't even know what that's about. But yeah, it does feel a little bit odd using Streamlabs, knowing that I don't know, they've had some shady stuff going on for sure. I won't say it wasn't shady. Oh yeah, I guess they do have their own streaming thing, don't they? Yeah, I'm gonna have to take some time and check out, because I got OBS downloaded again, but I just didn't get it all set up. But yeah, Twitch has an option now, so I can check that out. You say it's pretty easy. Oh, I can't use an exclamation point. Fine. I'll just call him a bad elf then. Yeah, Wubto, they were caught pretty red-handed with that, what was the light, that last one, the for the console streaming. Their launch page was blatant, almost word for word. OBS came out with a statement saying that Streamlabs had reached out to OBS about using the name. OBS kindly asked them not to. Slobs did it anyway. That part is, there's apparently a he said, she said to it, because apparently somebody from Streamlabs shot back saying, you guys know that's not true. They apparently asked for permission. They got it sort of, kind of, for one thing, and then it seems like they extended that permission of their own accord to their entire product. But the really shady thing surrounding that is the fact that they followed up by filing a trademark on the slobs thing. And so the trademark was gonna, that creates issues for OBS themselves, and as an open source software, they, you know, were doing that out of the good of their heart. So yeah, there's some weird stuff with Streamlabs for sure. Well, that's what I mean. OBS didn't file a trademark. Streamlabs filed the trademark. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Like they didn't even the permission thing is a gray area as to whether or not they did get any permission. But yeah, they definitely did file a trademark, and that's kind of shady. So, but the Elgato Stream Deck, Streamlabs pretty much copied that and they even copied the name in their Streamlabs Stream Deck app that allows you to control your stream remotely. I've tried it out and it's a handy little app, but I'm not mindful enough to use it all the time. And I think there was a few other things that, but man, I gotta say, I really find their dashboard handy as hell. Like being able to manage your alerts and all that kind of stuff on the dashboard is so friggin' handy. Why do they gotta be such a nasty company? Oh, Theo's about to get his ass stomped. Like eventually. He might take another one out with him, but he's not surviving all of this. That's for sure. So did cross clip work for you to Oh, that was pretty decent. Yeah, these guys are all gonna take too long. Ah, okay. Yes, Rainbow Pit, the wait times for Ents are terribly painful. The hiring time, the march times, the reinforcement times, they're all just painful. Alright, well, I let him know that I wasn't happy with him trying to take the crossing anyway. I didn't have enough commanders here to actually stop him. Whoop, yep. Oh yeah. Personally, I think sending many good commanders is better than sending fewer good commanders, if that makes sense. Like, the wait for reinforcements can be rough, depending on where people are positioned. The ideal thing to do would be to relocate, to just behind the crossing, if possible, to make those reinforcement times as low as possible. And at that point, you can actually afford to just resend your absolute best commanders over and over again until they're stammed out, and then save everyone else for siege. Otherwise, you probably want to have multiple decent commanders ready to go, especially if you're going to be facing an active faction that is going to have the ability to stack commanders at ideal times. In my opinion, defense is more important in crossing battles than offense, and the battles are won and lost on the back of a good defense. No matter how prepared you are offensively, if everything else being equal, if the other team is better defensively, they can win that battle using certain timing techniques, especially. And so making sure you've got the troops there and available to beat that. Yeah. 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 And it's funny, you actually revived a dead crossing strategy, in teaming up with the dwarves like that, because like crossings are now faction controlled, but they used to be fellowship controlled, and because of that, you could actually betray crossing owners in the past. And so that was a legitimate tactic that people used to use defensively, was taking control of a crossing. You'd have two fellowships there and do exactly what you talked about, where you would just swap that crossing out every hour. And sometimes you would see a fellowship snipe the crossing. If they didn't have enough members to do the siege damage, they would just wait until the enemy was attacking the crossing and then snipe it from them. It was hilarious. So I love hearing that you guys actually were able to revive the crossing swap tactic. Oh, okay. I was gonna say we lost you there for a second, or at least I did, because again, I don't think chat can hear you, but. I wonder, that might be. Oh wait, no. I guess that would be because if you're trying to send it to me personally and not through like the server. Yeah, sounds good, man. Oh well, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I agree with you. I mean, I feel, and this is the unfortunate thing, and I think, you know, if people, because it's one of those like step behind the curtain things when we talk about like the beta experience, but especially at the end of the last beta, just before launch, when we all knew the beta was ending, they all of a sudden came out, and we were all wondering when the game was going to launch, when it was actually going to launch. Well, then all of a sudden they came out and told us it was launching in like a month from the end of the beta. And collectively we all just went, "What?" Because it wasn't ready. They rushed it. They rushed it like terribly. And balance issues. Yeah. Well, and like I said, bugs alone, there was all the balance issues that people are complaining about now, causing people to quit the game. The majority of these issues, I guess I won't generalize and say all, but the majority of the issues being talked about now are the same issues that we were telling them about in the beta and saying, like, you need to fix these things or people are going to be unhappy and people are going to quit the game. And look what's happened. People are unhappy. People are quitting the game. It's like, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I think, you know, even though they don't like the hashtag things, they don't like the suggestions page getting flooded with stuff like that. It's why I did it the first time for the Stop the Change thing. It's why I supported Xander's Don't Kill Friendships hashtag. Because to me, those kind of extreme responses are what get the devs' attention. And when they start putting posts out saying, we're going to ban you people if you don't shut up, all that says to me is, yeah, well, at least you saw it. So, you know, paraphrased. I was paraphrasing, but right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I was so happy to see the role play server come out as an option over the Stop the Change thing, you know, because up until that point, I still wasn't sure exactly how they were going to handle it, if they were going to listen to people at all, if they were going to change their mind. And so seeing that they took some time, even if it was a nail-biting amount of time, seeing that they took their time, they really thought about it, and they actually came up with some sort of middle ground to at least appease the maximum number of people that they could. That actually gave me hope for future issues like that may arise. It showed me that they do actually listen, and to an extent care about what the players want. There's still a bit of a tone deafness that they have, but oh, for sure. Oh, definitely, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and the one thing I want to address immediately on that front, because there's a lot of people that when that specific issue gets brought up about the mixed commanders thing, when people say, you know, oh, it flies in the face of lore, that's when a lot of people start talking about, oh, well, they've already, and I've mentioned it myself, that, you know, there's already a lot in the game that isn't necessarily lore accurate. And, you know, that may be true, but it's not a case of just because it's okay in one area makes it okay in every area. There needs to be some respect given to the lore. And like I said, the biggest issue I had was that it was going to be just a game-wide change that nobody had an option. And there's just not, there are just a huge sect of people that want to respect the good versus evil feel of Lord of the Rings and don't want it to be a complete meta free-for-all. Yeah. Yeah, you always have to serve the customer. Yeah, suspension of disbelief, yeah. 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 That's when you get into silly stuff. Yeah, that's when it gets just ridiculous. And like I said, that's the kind of stuff I hope to be able to highlight in season 2 with this account. That's why I'm bringing this account over to a mixed server, because, you know, I know that they've said they have like checks in place, it seems, to almost prevent the kind of broken stuff we all anticipate. Because there's going to be like a damage debuff for mixing units and a morale system, but I don't think those debuffs and things are going to be enough. As I've said in the past on the previous stream, there are things in games like these that developers just can't see. Even though they're the ones that made the game, wrote all the abilities, wrote all the gear pieces, it wasn't all done by one person. And not everybody looks at every piece together. Gamers do eventually. You know, we have the time and the numbers and the eyes to really look through some of this stuff and put 2 and 2 together. Yeah. Yeah, they thought. Exactly. Again, like, I again, that wasn't like quoting them. with the whole "shut up" or "we're gonna ban you" type. That was paraphrasing, but there definitely was mutes and at least some temporary bans going on at a time. I got myself a ban for a few days during the course of it, so it was a fun time. But I do want to say, Dominance, it seems like we could have one of these discussions for an entire 3-hour stream. And if you're up for it at some point, I'd love to have you back on. You know, I do still have the interviews that I want to do. I haven't been on the ball reaching out to people to get guests on. And so, but anytime you're up for it, you're welcome as a guest. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Ah, ouch. Oh shit. Well, hopefully it helps. I mean, I don't know what that says about how entertaining. Yeah. And our money went to those fake ads. Oh, they're so terrible. Sorry, Spirit. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there are some things that are just kind of objectively bad or have things that are, you know, strictly better. So, things like that need to be taken into account sometimes and are only learned through experience, like you said. But as I said, I've already gone 20 minutes overtime here. I was just enjoying our chat. Unfortunately, I do feel bad too, because like chat hasn't been involved in half of the conversation, and they've missed out on a lot of good points that you've made. I don't think they've been able to get the whole context from my responses, but like I said, we'll touch base on Discord again and have you back on another time. All right. Sounds good, man. We'll get it set up. Thank you very much for coming on tonight, though, and sharing that with at least me. And eventually, once we get the video and thing worked out, we'll share it with everybody. And we'll talk to you again later. Take care, man. Peace. Alrighty. Yeah, sorry about that, chat. I kept forgetting that you guys couldn't hear him, and I was like, we were having a good chat. I'm sorry. I was getting into it, and I feel bad because I wasn't engaging with chat while I was having my chat. But yes, Rainbow Pit, I mean, I wanted to address your, and Yusuf, hey, how's it going? We are wrapping up here quickly, but just want to, I don't want to like get off of that and then be like, hey, okay, see you guys. I agree with you, Rainbow Pit, that's my big issue with it is like, they advertised the game as one style, and the mixed servers are not that style of game. It's a completely different game in my opinion. It's not the game I was investing money in, and so if that had been what the game turned into, I was having a huge problem with it. Syntax, yes, unfortunately you did join right at the end. And Spirit, like I said, I do apologize that you guys couldn't hear him. I'm gonna make sure I get that issue sorted out, whatever the hell. I mean, once I figure out what the issue is, I'll be sure to sort it out. At the end there, Dominant said that if tomorrow I want to have him on and he can help me sort it out, he will do so. And did I check out your link above? I didn't. Where was your link above? No, I don't see a link above, Spirit. I may have needed to... No, it was in YouTube. I don't think I would have needed to approve it. I'll take a good look on server 139 tomorrow. Sounds good, Syntax. Anyone knows if the Red Book restarts with the new season? I would assume so, Rainbow Pit. By the way, I have one question going around my server. I would assume that it would. I don't know if they tell us that in the season info, to be honest. Will be reset. Yeah, they don't say anything about the Red Book in here. But again, I would kind of assume that it would be reset, yeah. Oh, YouTube isn't allowing messages with links. Okay. That would be the issue. AJ, take a look. I feel like Rise to War needs something like this. What, just... Oh, like as a... like a poll booth, as a thing for like developer interaction, I'm guessing. I do think that would probably be a good option. How do I get out of my guest speaker channel? Disconnect. There we go. All right. Anyway, now that I have got to yeah, it's, poll booth is a piece of interactive scenery found in various locations, usually near banks. By interacting with them, you gain access to an interface allowing you to vote in polls. Each poll will usually run for a duration of 1 week. To participate, you'll need to be a member with RuneScape specific stuff going on. But yes, I do think that something like that would be a great option for the developers to gain, you know, just to gauge opinion. It seems like a simple thing that they could add in. You know, even if they added it in the tavern, you know, have the bartender over here be like, "Hey, I got a question for you," or something. Just a little thing to actually gauge opinions before they do stuff. But as I was saying, we have already gone almost half an hour over time here. I am quite tired tonight myself. Had a long week at work. Been fairly busy. So we're going to do the wrap-up thing here. We're going to thank all of our patrons, subscribers, followers. Patrons, subscribers, I think that's all the... And then like all the viewers that join us every Wednesday and Friday. All the people on the Discord. Just all the support is amazing. So thank you all for being here tonight. And they just need to be honest with their lists and include the main things players are crying out for. Indeed. But yes, thank you all for joining us this evening. I think we've had some good discussions. As I said, server 139 is the choice for Mordor Season 2 for anyone that joined right at the end here and didn't get to see that earlier. I have set up my account on Mordor on server 139. I've selected the roleplay thing over there, so I am transitioning over to roleplay. On the 28th is when 139 transitions over. So we will be doing a launch stream on the 25th with this account on a mixed server in just under 4 days. And that'll be the launch stream for Season 2, and then we'll do a launch stream for server 139 on Mordor. It'll be great. It'll be fun. I'm really excited for Season 2, and I hope everyone else is too. Yeah, I think... Oh, there we go. Make sure to hit that like button, the follow button, the subscribe button. And I thanked all my supporters earlier, and if you would like to, if it's been enjoyable and informative and all that engaging and entertaining, and if you would like to support the channel, you can now do so at patreon.com/AjMcGamer or AjMcGamer.live. I don't do that enough because like it's not, I don't have a smooth like scripted thing yet. You might be able to tell there's other stuff that it's like I try and say the same thing each time to make it all. I don't have one for that yet. But anyway, until next time, thank you very much and good luck on whatever battlefield you find yourself on. Final transition of the night.